They were saying that it's not that the lilas, Astakali Lila and the Manjari Seva, that we're just mentally we're thinking. We say, like, for example, we say we have to do Manasi Seva. We have to meditate. Oftentimes we say dhyan. Dhyan means meditation. Smaran, we say smaran. Smaran, lila smaran. We have to meditate on the lilas. We have to think of the lilas and different sevas there. Well, that's okay. That's one level of smaran, to remember, occasional remembrance, to think. But what you're saying, nice point, I like what you're saying, is the actual Raganuga Bhakti is not, that of course is utilized. We do utilize our thinking power, no doubt. But the actual practice of Raganuga Bhakti is, because we say meditate on the Lila, and this is what we read in books also. One should meditate on the Lila and meditate on their seva in the Lila and follow Radha and Krishna throughout the day. And you should meditate on the particular Lila at the time of day, and meditation goes through different stages, Dhruvanusmriti, etc. And there's 5 levels of Smaran. And so, but now what you're saying, it was a very interesting point, which is that probably really, in one sense, this has to also be there. And the term, although we say the term meditate, actually what I would like to say is we have to feel upon the Leelas. We don't meditate upon the Leelas. We have to feel the Leelas. Yes, of course. You're saying it's because you're making this dramatic expression of use, like a machine using the mind, because the mind is a machine and thinking, but it has. In other words, the anahata chakra, the anahata chakra is the heart. It's called in English the heart. Anahata means the heart chakra, and the anahata, it's called anahata shabda. Anahata shabda in the yoga. There's seven different sounds that are heard in the heart during deep meditation, during deep dhyan. You can hear naturally 7 sounds in the heart, even if you're in a soundproof room. You're locked in a soundproof room or some recording studio, and the yogi is meditating, and it's not even takes much long time in this practice. Anahata is called anahata shabda yoga. So he meditates, and he'll hear different sounds. One is the ringing, a blowing of a conch shell. It sounds like a conch shell. One is the ringing of bells, like artik. Another one is deep rumbling sound like clouds in the rainy season, or a kettle drum, dundumi. These sounds will actually be heard inside inside the heart, in the region. It'll be felt and heard inside the region of the Anahata chakra, in the heart region. Now there's a ringing of bells, like there's a ringing of ankle bells, like little ching 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 ching, ting 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 ting, like this, like these. Almost you could say the modern, like we have synthesizers now to replace harmoniums and so many instruments. So it's almost like cell phone ringtones. These ringtones, beep 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 beep, ding 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 ding, boom 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 boom. So these Anahata sounds is the tinkling of ankle bells, and then you hear this gong, like a big church bell, like some big Christian church. They have these huge brass bells, or even this Manipuri temple here on the Tila behind me. They have a huge bell, and it's so beautiful. It must be 200-year-old bell or something. It's a very old temple. And the morning sunrise, once a day, they ring it, dong dong, very deep, beautiful. I used to live in Madhavan colony, and about 25 years ago, in Vrindavan, and in the early morning, it was very little. This was like 1990. Very little development outside in Ramanriti. Not much crazy like it is now. And I'd be on the rooftop at sunrise chanting japa in that Madhavan colony, and I could hear the Sringar Artik bell, dung 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 dung, from the Krishna Balaram Mandir. And I recorded tapes in those days of reading Krishna Bhavanamrita and other things. And you hear in the background the Krishna Balaram Artik bell. Then the final. And then you hear kartals. You hear kartals in the Anahata chakra. So you hear drums and kartals and conch shells and ankle bells. And you also hear veena. You hear veena, very high. Then the last sound you hear is vamshi, flute. Now this is very interesting, because in this is all books you can go on the net, Anahata Yoga, and see that all these sounds are there. And these are all the sounds of the instruments that are played at Ras Lila by Radha and Krishna and the gopis. So therefore, inside the heart of the meditative yogi, if he's a bhakti yogi, he can experience the Ras Lila, with all the music, and all the dundubi drums, and all the veena, and all the vamshi, and all the ankle bells, and all the gongs, and everything. So now, this is the one point. So now, the real Raganuga Bhakti depends on two things. It depends on Rag and Bhav. So Rag means a passionate attachment, and a passionate attachment to be with these people in this place, be with Radha and Krishna and the Manjaris, and do what they're doing and think what they're thinking. Then a Bhav is the ability to feel, the sensitivity. That's why the Bhagavatam, there's an eliminator. There's a qualifier in the third verse. It says, Rasika Babuka. Rasika Babuka. And the commentators, they say that this Bhagavatam, which brings us to Radha and Krishna, and brings us to Nitya Lila, and brings us, because the Ras Lila is Nitya, and all these Leelas are Nitya, it brings us to Nitya Lila of Radha and Krishna, it brings us to the Brahmar Gita, it brings us into the heart of Mahabhavati Radharani. The Bhagavatam does that. But you say, wait a minute, hold it, you can't go further. Where's your visa? You have a passport, okay, fine, but you don't have any visa, go back. So you need passport, visa, and some traveling money to get in the country. So now, this Bhagavatam, wait, you're stopped at the border. When you open the Bhagavatam, first verse is about Janma Yasya, and then Dharma Projatakaita Votro. Then it says, Rasika Babuka. It says, that whole verse. This is nectar. It's just like, this Bhagavatam is just like condensed nectar of the whole Vedic literature. And it's only someone who's Rasika and Babuka can go further. Otherwise, don't just close the book, donate it to somebody else, and read the Bhagavad Gita or go do other yoga or whatever, Hare Krishna. So Rasika Bhavuka means Rasika means one who's sensitive, and a Bhavuka means one who has feelings. Rasika, he's sensitive to the taste, and he has the ability to feel. He has the ability to feel and to feel another person's feelings. So if he doesn't, he can't even appreciate the Bhagavatam, which is just showing us different levels of love, different levels of bhakti, all kinds of mixtures and all kinds of mixed devotees, and preparing us to enter the realm of Vrindavan, where it's totally the highest devotees and the highest expressions of love. And that requires the highest sensitivity and the highest sensitivity and the greatest ability to feel. So this is very rare. And I have a few drops of this, but I see from hearing from you and that you have like a big swimming pool full.